Welcome to the Aftermarket Report with Vegas and Jim. Today's date is October 18th, 2018, and I'm going to turn it right over to Vegas.
Hey everyone, hope you had a good trading day today. And Jim and I were quite busy today. There was a lot of activity, and I think we'll start off first off and foremost with one of the most exciting plays of the day was PTI. So PTI ran beautifully. If you are a pre-market trader, you would have definitely loved this stock in pre-market. It was alerted around, I think it was 383 or something like that.
Something like that.
And this stock ran as high as 1038 and still running actually after hours. So people want to know sometimes, like, why is the stock running? And sometimes obviously there's news, but with PTIE in particular, the reason the stock was running as well is that they they released some results from a clinical trial, and that's what actually triggered the stock to go up. They released some results with regards to treatment for cystic fibrosis and other dysfunctional protein processing diseases. So they have like a whole bunch of tests. So 808, 801, and 428, part of the PTIE testing that they have. And I guess according to them, the clinical trials, the data did show that, there's obviously some improvement that's favorable. So as a result, that information was released and that triggered the stock to really run up. Now, I just want to let you guys know, even though it's ran, and Jim will talk about the chart in a second, just make a note of this stock in your calendar because they do expect to complete the data of this particular stock. So keep the stock on your watch. The data will be completed from this one and the other trials in the first quarter of 2019. So even if this stock eventually pulls back come the new year, between January, February, March, the first quarter, we could probably have another future PR on this company. So this is one to, just keep on your watch as well as future. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim now and talk about that chart because there was a lot of action on that one. And Jim called so many pullbacks and so many breakouts on this today that people were just doing very, very well with their trades today and very happy traders. So Jim, what are your thoughts on how the chart's looking now?
Well, it's after hours. It hit $11, hit that $11 and pulled back a little bit. So that was a very exciting run today on this thing. PTI. I'm going to just show you the year chart here. So we were calling off resistance. I mean, right out of the gate, it broke out. So here we are, following this trade all day long. And we go to like a 3-year high. I even went back to 3 years on this thing once it broke past those resistances that we saw. And we started drawing them up. And then finally, the $11 was the last one I seen. But this thing can go up even higher tomorrow if it wants to. It had share rotation today, so and the share float on this thing ain't really that small, but it's small enough to matter to make a good float rotation. And we had like 60 some million or more in volume on this thing today. So this is PTI. I want to look at the daily chart right now. And as Vegas was saying, I was in and out of this. We got in it. I got in it right around $5. I sold it right at 7, and then I thought it was going to get a pullback there, but it decided to go ahead and run on up. It ran up to $8, then decided to go ahead and pull back. Found support right around here, around 690. Dipped down a little bit below, but then it bounced right back up. Followed that 50 SMA, and then these 2 times it touched down here on the 200. I alerted them 2 plays. So we had this one right here that I called. Called this one right here, and then we had these two right here, and it just up and down. I mean, it was a perfect pattern for a day trader today, and also the ones that held all day long. So that's PTI. Keep it on watch. It's pulling back a little bit right now. It might, as you see, it might pull up to this 200, but I'll have it and I'll play it just like I played Waco today. YECO. Now, is there anything else you wanted to mention about PTI, Miss Vegas?
No, you might as well continue into Yeco because that's a China stock, and then I'll talk about the China markets today because we
Okay.
did say yesterday that the China stocks were hot, and you know what? We were not wrong on that.
Oh
So
no, we
you
were
go ahead
right.
and talk about Yeco, and then I'm going to talk about just a few stocks that ran.
Well, we've had two great runners this week. We've had probably had more, but these last two, YECO yesterday and then PTI today, were just magnificent. Both showing share rotation. And I played a little channel on Waco yesterday. As you can see, we ran it all the way up, and there's this little channel right here. Well, this little channel, right about the pivot point, right around here, right around 1076, was a great support level for this stock today. And I played this on the way down. First thing in the morning, it got up there. We thought we were going to get a double high breakout and didn't do it. It pulled on back to support right there at that 1080 level. And I was calling this 1080 all day long. That was my foundation for my support, as you see right here. And I'm going to magnify this up a little bit. And it went ahead and ran on up, hit that high, and then decided to go ahead and sell off and went dipped on down back to support level. Well, this first one was low. I called this one here too at 905. I got in it and I sold it right on this first candle, and I should have probably held it. But it ran up to 1127, pulled back, found that support again at 1013, and then ran up again. And this happened all day long. I was just catching these little bounces and playing them all day long. And here we are at 11:25 after hours. I'm keeping this stock on watch. I want to show you a little picture of why this thing run yesterday. This little sapphire right here. That's what they paid $50 million for. That little rock.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yep. So
Is it
that's
gonna
why
go on
this
tour?
that's yep. That's what this stock ran up so high. So I want to kiss that rock. So the next one, Vegas. You want to speak to
Yes, I
us
just
about
wanted
China
to just
plays?
well, I just wanted to just mention that the China plays were really hot today. Not every single China play was running, but you know, JMU ran and ATAI ran, CNET ran. I was actually hoping NIO would run, but even though NIO didn't run, I will say that there was a lot of block trades going on there on the buy side. So that stock's not done. So even though right now I think a lot of people are disappointed to see Neo at a bit of a low, considering that it recently IPO'd, I don't think that the longer term holders should be concerned. I really believe that the stock will turn around. And you know what? The smart money is still loading the stock. So if they're still buying the stock, they know that this has a lot more value to it. So I wouldn't be worried. Now, just to close off the China stocks, in general, people will always comment on social media that there's a lot of pump and dumps going on with these China stocks. Well, you know what? The theme was China this morning. So you have to sometimes, when you're a day trader, you just got to play the action and play the market. If the market's buying it, you're in the trade. You just play the chart, play the trade, and you're in and you're out. Especially with China plays, they run. And when they run fast. But you know what? They also pull back fast. So we saw that with the China stocks where they ran very nicely. Everyone had, some pretty decent profits, I think. And then there were a lot of pullbacks. And then, we kind of said, hey, listen, the China run's kind of dried up now. And now we're going to look on to some other tickers. So we moved on to GLBS, right?
Yep.
And that one there is, what is it, Global Ships?
Yep.
So Global Ships, as you guys know, recently did, I think it was, let me just pull it up here because I did have the stock before and then I got rid of it. But they did have recently a reverse stock split. And in a way, it wasn't kind of in their favor because, they had to bring the stock up to the dollar. So that was kind of like one way to do it. And the other way, too, was they reduced the float. The float's now 3.2 million. So as a result of that, the stock is more attractive. But the reason I liked it too, and even Leo liked it, is we like the setup of the chart. I mean, the RSI was starting to pick up, and the setup on the chart looks really good. So we did take this trade around 575 for an overnight pick, and we will see what happens tomorrow or in the next couple trading sessions. I mean, tomorrow's Friday, so if nothing happens tomorrow, maybe next week. But we just took it as an overnighter. We'll see what really does happen tomorrow. And I'm going to turn it over to Jim because the chart is actually really nice.
Yep, the chart here is we've had about a 5-day breakout. It bounced off this 50 SMA right here around $4. And then it pulled back, and the next day we had a big run on it. You see where it went. This candle right here went up to about 670, pulled back. Then we had a little consolidation period. And then today it broke out again, higher than the previous high, which was right around 690. Pulled back. I was calling about a $5 support on this thing. I think we might have hit it. I don't quite remember. But here we are. We closed at 592, and we'll keep this on watch. Let's just take a small peek at the 5-day chart. You see we have like a little bowl going on, maybe a little handle hanging out here. So let's see if we can break this resistance tomorrow at 631. Bring it up to the next resistance of around 56, somewhere in there. And let's have some fun. GLBS.
Okay. Well, I hope that one goes because I bought a few shares.
Well, I'll have it on watch tomorrow.
Definitely on watch. For those of you that are not in it, definitely keep it on watch for a potential trade. The next one, which I've been liking, was Ttnp. And we've been kind of all over this one because of the, they did have insider buying last month. This had several double top setups today, broke out 3 different times, and still after hours, pretty healthy tape there, and still some buying going on Ttnp around 36.9, 37 cents. So this one should still be on your watch. I don't really see much resistance here for at least 49 cents or 50 cents. But, Jim's going to talk about that chart and tell you what he sees. And if you're, not in this trade or in it, you'll understand a little more of what he's looking at on the chart.
Yep. So we're going to look at a yearly chart. This is what I like to look at first. And we're way below the moving averages. Last 50 days, right around 51.85. And Vegas and I were talking about this today, and well, I said we hit our last resistance, Vegas, that I can find, and so we had this gap. We had this big gap in the middle of it, and I think we were talking when it was right around 30 or something, right down here when it was right around 28, and I had a target for 30 because of a previous run. And I'm saying, Vegas, I said, there's a big gap here. I don't know if I can give you any more resistances until we get up here to about 49.50. And so we were just guessing them in the room what they were going to hit next. And so we think this is definitely a momentum play right now. We think we found a bottom. We think things are starting to turn around on it. Let me change the date on this to a 1 day. You look at this beautiful, started out yesterday, the breakout, right down there around 20 cents. And today we ended up here with a double top right at 38. So this thing can pull back. You see this channel it created right in here. I was calling this channel, and once it hit that 50 SMA, 200 SMA, right here at close after hours, we had a big pop. So I'm thinking This is still bullish. Keep TTNP on watch for a target of 50 cents to fill the gap. If not, if the tape's live and the level two's live and you're getting a lot of volume, play the pullbacks on it.
Okay. Well, that's a good one to keep on watch.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and I'm thinking maybe a low support right around 31 cents.
Oh yeah, I like it. Okay, and then the last but not least is Mind.
Yep.
MYND. Okay. And the reason I like this one too, first, I'm not in the trade, but definitely keeping a watch on it, is that this particular company, Mind Analytics. Um, if you look at the chart, Jim, I'm gonna let Jim talk about the chart, but they did have about 3 weeks ago insider buying via a private placement. So what they did with the money is they basically used 2.25 million of the proceeds raised for expansion activities and corporate purposes. And they did file an 8K to explain what they're doing with that. But anyhow, nevertheless, the chart is looking like it's ready for a breakout, and that's why I'm liking it for a watch. And I'm gonna just leave that to Jim there to talk about the chart, because right now the volume's pretty uncrowded. But I think that this is one to keep on your watch and see what comes out of it. So just keep a watch on this one. They also did announce about a month ago that they did have some sort of employee assistance program for telepsychiatry and telebehavior services that they provide through to employers that outsource, medical benefits to them. So that's, a good partnership that they did offer. So, there could be other things lined up. But Jim's going to talk about that chart because I think I'm spotting a potential breakout.
Yep. Well, we had a bottom here 3 days ago. It kind of, for about 6, 7 days, it held there 136. And this is MYND. Well, we bounced up in that 4 day period, 3 day period, up to about 161 today at close. I think we hit that 50 SMA, and the next one's going to be right around 176 to maybe this 212. Well, you see this thing sold off pretty good up here. It was at 430 high at the beginning of the year, and we dipped all the way down to 115. And when it got down to that 115, it had a nice little bounce on it. I mean, a big bounce. And it pulled back again, and we had the same kind of response. And it pulled back again, same response. Pulled back again, same response. So here we are again. We're pulled back again. We hit that low of right around 136. We closed and hit that 50 SMA. You might see a little pullback on this thing to maybe 145, somewhere in here, this little pivot point, 145. But we're going to watch this race on up and create a new, I don't know, a new target, new resistance. So let's see if we can get it past 212. And that is
Okay.
MYND.
All right.
And
Well,
let me look at one more thing here real fast.
okay, yeah.
I just want to look at the 5 day chart. Whoops. Yeah, see 5 day chart. We take it to 176 for sure. So that's going to be our target. Right down here, we're going to maybe have a pullback right around 140, 145. Okay, MYND.
Okay, well, guys and girls, I want to talk to the girls out there. I am actually connecting with so many women traders. I just want to say thank you so much for reaching out. And there's just so many out there that I didn't even know were out there. So I'm really happy that some of you are reaching out and messaging me and joining me and connecting with me. So I love that. But I want to actually just say that I'm really getting a lot of really good feedback from a lot of people that they're finding the videos very helpful with Jim's explanations, and that when I explain the reasons why things are running, people are finding it helpful and it helps them better connect with why is the action happening in the market. So I'm really happy to hear that feedback. At the end of the day, we love helping people, and we obviously love stocks. So thank you so much for sharing the feedback with us. Please like, please subscribe, and please watch our videos. On that note, I wish you all an amazing night and a really great trading day. Fridays have been really good lately, so I hope it's going to be a good trading day tomorrow on Friday. And Jim, anything else to add?
Yeah, this morning when the scanners were going off, and I could really feel the 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 momentum today, that more than I've felt here in a long time. And then when I mean, everything was running, everything we've been watching, everything that pulled back, everything just took off today. And then these runners are sustaining their highs too, and that's another thing that I think is positive. And then when the Feds came out and said they're going to keep, raising interest rates on us, that's why the market tanked more or less today. And everybody has bad days. I mean, I'm looking at the Dow right now; it's down 327 points. We were a lot lower than that earlier today. So I'm not fearing it at all. I think it's just opportunities to buy on these dips if you have some favorite stocks. So I always wanted to close with thank you, Vegas. Her and I are a great team together, and like the yin and the yang of the stock market. And
Yeah, that's true.
we
We
love
are
stocks.
definitely
Yep.
love stocks. We love working together. We love helping people. And that's why we love making these little videos for you guys.
And it,
So please like, follow, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And feel free to join us in the room if you ever want to come by. You're welcome. The door's open. Just come on in. We'd love
yep.
to say hello. So have a great night, everyone. Tomorrow's Friday, so look forward to a good day tomorrow. And we'll see what kind of excitement we'll see tomorrow. So be prepared and trade smartly and position size accordingly. And always, always, always take profits.
Yep. So this is the Wall Street Aftermarket Report with Vegas and Jim, October 18th, 2018, and we all love stocks.